almost the best win of the season. Almost. Only Timberwolves lose by 7 in overtime in Boston against the Celtics, who have the best record in the NBA. They also haven't lost at home. They're 18-0. The Timberwolves haven't won in Boston since 2005. We're on the second night of a back-to-back, and we're missing the operators of our offense and our defense, and Mike Conley and Rudy Gobert. So we've got all of the odds stacked against us, and we pushed that one into overtime in a game we probably should have won in regulation, hence why my hair's crazy. I thought about cleaning it up a little bit before this video, but I figured you should see the evidence of some of the stress that this late game put on me. And on the Celtics side, they were missing Kristaps Porzingis, who usually terrorizes the Timberwolves a little bit. So that was kind of the one little blemish asterisk on their side, I guess. But we had a lot going against us. It was a tight game all the way throughout. Celtics had the slight edge early on, and it felt like the lead was just constantly oscillating like 3-9 no matter what. And so it was just kind of a back and forth struggle all through this one. But we got some great performances from people. I want to shout out Slow-Mo, especially Kyle Anderson was very involved in this game. Fourth quarter, he just had an offensive onslaught and was carrying the scoring load in the fourth, which is not something you'd expect. He gave you a nice blend of just finger rolls kind of on either side high up the glass. Nice layups, also some mid-range, like free throw line jump shots. And Slow-Mo played a good game. I thought if he was a little bit more efficient early on in the game, that would have helped a lot because he was just operating in the paint and the lane, causing all types of problems. And if he made a few more of the floaters, that would have helped us a lot. But he was huge late game, as was Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who got the start tonight. And not the most consistent game out of him, but I want to spotlight him for his fourth quarter performances. He's gotten really good at the sidestep three after a pump fake, especially going left. And he had 2 clutch threes in this one. Defense was solid as well, although a step down from someone like Jaden McDaniels who'd foul out of this game. And we just can't get consistency out of Jaden. 2 of 8 on the offensive end. And he got a horrible whistle in this game, which is normal for him. Especially the foul that got him out of the game was an absurd call with almost no contact. And it's frustrating how it just seems impossible for him to get things going with how he can't be on the court. The remaining bigs of Cat and Nas were each great in this game, double-doubles with good scoring output. And Cat, especially, I thought his decision-making was really sound through most of this one. Also, a 6-point spurt right at the start of overtime looked really promising, although it wouldn't materialize to a dub. And Nas, I really want to point out the play where he just has like a little separation in transition, and Hauser's the only person that can stop him. Like, this is a dunk. I just know this is a dunk. And just quick, wow, 2-hand slam for Nas, and you just love that. He knows when he's got a little window to take advantage of, and he does so. Always love some more Nas, man. He gets 37 in this one, which is never going to happen at night where Rudy and Cat are healthy, but I enjoyed seeing that. Anthony Edwards was great through most of this game, but now we get to talk to the dark part of the program because clutch time was not good for Anthony Edwards, although he's been spectacular throughout this season, and that's kind of the mirroring of the season because we've been a great clutch time team throughout this year, but that is 2 of our last 3 games where we have just collapsed in clutch time. Against the Mavericks, they had an 11-0 run in like the last 3 minutes, and then the Celtics have a 14-3 run between the 3:30 left to 30 seconds left span of the game, and that's where things really collapsed for us. We had the lead. We could have closed that one out. We were doing good. And then we get slow, stagnant, ISO heavy. Anthony Edwards has had some turnover issues in each of the games with that happening. He had 5 in this one, although the team would only have 9. Which is very nice, but the turnover timeliness of Ant was really bad in this one. Also in overtime, 2 turnovers out of Ant, 0 for 3 shooting, and that was where things were really, really rough there too, although Ant was the one to force overtime by hitting 2 free throws. And it was really the others that kind of got us there, with, I talked about Slow-Mo and Nickeil stepping up in the fourth, and then things fell apart. But then the others of Boston are the ones who close things for the Celtics. Because Derek White, they still got that dude. 2 minutes left, he gets an offensive foul drawn on Nikhil as he crosses half court. Gets like a 5-second possession for the Wolves when we were trying to kind of run out the clock, basically, when we had a solid lead. Celtics would score immediately after that. Tatum misses the only free throw on Boston's side for the entire game, which they had 11 more attempts than us, despite the fact that we had a 16-point paint advantage and spent way more time attacking the rim than they did. But whatever. We're the Timberwolves. That's going to happen. They're the Celtics in Boston. That's going to happen. And Derek White gets the offensive rebound in the free throw setting as Tatum misses. Ends up being a swing. Drew Holiday makes a three. Give the Celtics a 2-point lead with 25 seconds left when they'd been trailing for a while at that point. It was really sad. That turns into a 4-point possession. Derek White makes the winning plays in the end. In the overtime, Tatum steps up in that one. Cat is one foul away from fouling out, so his defense is a little questionable later on, but you can't blame him as much, especially since he was the one providing the offense early in that quarter. And it just kind of fell apart. Ant was pretty decisive, or indecisive, in the late stretches. That's what I felt was kind of the source of the struggles there. He would have like the switch onto Horford, and he wouldn't attack it right away. He wouldn't get to the rim. He'd kind of wait for the late double that would come, and then he wouldn't have a pass that was productive to keep the offense flowing, and that's where things got really stagnant, and we didn't get good shots, got turnovers. And the Celtics, they just had the answer at every time. They made every big shot. I mean, they have the best record in the NBA for a reason. They haven't lost at home for a reason, and they pull those ones out. I would have loved that win. That was really sad. Little note on rotations. I have been very negative about Shake Milton this year. I liked that we went to try him out in the third quarter for a little bit after an unproductive stint from Troy Brown Jr. in the second quarter. So off the bench, we went to him instead of TBJ. And Shake played pretty well. Had a cut for an and one. Got a couple steals. I liked his minutes in this one more than I have throughout the year. One finishes and one with a free throw. I should feel so much better about that. If we just got the win, I'd be so ecstatic right now. But we were just that close. Still haven't won there for 2 decades. Okay, I wanted that win. Bye now. Portland on Friday.